What is up, guys? SharpWind is back with our mine-imator tutorials. This time I'm using community build and we got on to our fighting tutorial. Now, you have to take note that not even I know what I'm doing because I'm completely improvising this whole thing. So we're gonna open up the project, jumping from the last time, and this is basically just for a thumbnail. So if I try to okay, I think I've set this up. So, yeah, now we have me and this douchebag here. I'm not even gonna animate the face of him, because that's another topic. I'm gonna animate the fighting moves. So, since you guys didn't give me any ideas, or any scenario, or anything about what's gonna happen, I'm gonna have to improvise this whole thing, and that's not very pleasant. First, I'm gonna put this guy in a normal, relaxed position. Because that is what we do in animation. We can't have anything looking sloppy. We're gonna start by this guy landing a punch on this guy. So, open up Oblivion. Okay, quick tip. If you're doing anything, first play it out and imagine it happening here, so you know how much time you have to take for this to happen. So, something like this, I think? Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make him step forward and punch him. So, at this frame, he has to look like this. I mean, he has to be stand like this. There. That looks sloppy, I know. Wait, we'll get to the corrections later. I'm gonna place him where he was supposed to be. Correct the lag because height differences. Is this the same place as this? No, I have to place him a little forward. Forward, maybe a little up. But can't help it here. Have this leg like this. So he steps forward. Maybe add some keyframes. Yeah, now this step doesn't look all that derpy with transitions and all that. Let's see. But for the effect, you can add something like this. So after he steps down, add one frame of space and repeat the keyframes he had here. And in between, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna move him a little forward and a little down. Maybe correct the legs and that. You know, just so you get this nice chuckling. Look, just like he stepped down. So look at this tiny wiggle. This is what I wanted. So bam. Still has to look realistic, right? So now, here, his body is turned that way, and of course he's landing a punch, so he has to have a bent back, like this, like he just, bam, punched him. And his face, I mean his head, should always look at the one he's attacking, so hello. Yeah, that doesn't look very well. If I were to do this, of course you have to animate his arm as well. So you can't punch him forward because his arm's bending up. That's weird. Who punches like that? That's awful. So instead of that, you're gonna add the Z rotation and the Y rotation. Now his arm bends this way. And if you have to correct something, just add more Z rotation, you know, so just like, bam, punched you. What you can do is first rotate the body backwards, and also rotate his arm backwards and bend it. You know, he's gathering that motion thing, and of course, rotate the head with him. Yeah, that looks kind of derpy-ish, but That's because of the transition, because it just stops in the middle, which is kind of weird. So we're gonna add this transition, A's in and out, for the start, because it rotates with an A's in motion and then just BAM! Punches him, look. Doesn't it look cool? It looks cool. I mean, you could basically just make it more intense by putting these closer in, so like, I mean, it punches faster. It's a really powerful punch that way, so bam. I'm gonna keep it this way, why not? So we have to animate the other arm, and for this part, this arm goes in, because he's gathering that momentum, also with an A's in motion, and after he punches, well, the arm just, I'm gonna undo this so I have a better preview. Yeah, it just flips out backwards, slightly bent, so like this, like, yeah, you see what I mean. So wait, this was A's in quart. This also has to be A's in quart. So far we did this. That's not much. That's really not much. How am I gonna fit all this into one video? Okay, also to start, we're gonna move Steve in here, so wait, here. Maybe even closer. So yeah, we can delete the keyframe now. I just wanted to place Steve here and see where he is. So now he got a punch in the stomach. And what the Steve does is basically, what you can do, wait. I'm gonna make him stab a little backwards, you know, to make it more realistic. Slightly down, this. Okay, yeah, nice. Add an A's in and out, except for this one, A's in and then A's out, because it has one frame in between. So, step backwards, maybe lean the body back, like so. Keep his head on the opponent. Arms turn inwards and outwards. Bent a little, throw them back. Just like, whoa, what is this? Maybe the arms can have some delay here. Of course, this whole thing should have A's in and out. So like, he's already reacting to the punch, so he's not just standing there like a doll. Animation is hard. Don't just make doll faces, that's weird, okay? No one's gonna watch that, it looks derpy. So if you want a nice fighting animation, you always have to make characters move and react. If they stand still, that's just a sloppy animation, and no one's gonna watch that, it's ugly. So maybe we can add one frame of him standing still. That's an exception, because you can't see it because it's only one frame. I do that a lot, actually. In Divided, I did that a lot, but nobody saw it. So, the punch ends here. So this is where he actually pierced his stomach. Ouch. And the Steve actually has to react one frame before the punch happens. I mean, like, bam! Now I'm gonna move him a little backwards, and his body backwards, and bend it, just like, ooh, he took a punch. I mean, like, ouch. Ooh, like, ooh, looks realistic, but actually he starts moving before he even touches him. But if I play this out, look, it's like he actually got hit by that thing. And we're gonna try to adjust the legs, of course. His leg was here, try to move it on the same place, and maybe just bend it. Look what I'm doing. So, and his arms also throw out. Oh, that's his head! Head looks down because he got punched, like, ooh! Now arms, throw out, backwards, bend, forward, forward, maybe a little forward, that's better. I mean, I'm improvising this, there's no script to that kind of animation. So like, look at what I did here. Yeah, looks like a cool punching animation, is it? Yeah. So now what we do here is actually animate Oblivion first, and his body stopping the rotation, because he ended with a really sharp animation. I mean, look at this. A is in quart. Okay, the first part is smooth because it's A is in. But what about the ending? It just stops with a very fast motion. We can't allow this in our animation. So we're gonna turn his back a little more, and turn his body a little more, and bend it a little more, and actually add an A's out animation. So he stops, look, he punched and now he stopped down. And his head, well, the head as well follows him. Also with an A's out, I don't care which one. This arm, just make it go a little more backward, bend it a little more. Of course, A's out, maybe with some delay. I'm just gonna make this like staircase delay, like, why not? And this arm basically just gets more rotation and is bent. Bent because he punched him, look. You see what I mean? See what I mean? So now the animation for Oblivion is done. We just have to make him stand back up. That doesn't matter for now. But what do we do now with the Steve? I mean, he has a horizontal motion, which is linear, and a vertical motion, which is not linear. This is why we have to put Steve in a folder. Let's just call the folder Steve again. And this is basically my holder something. Holder hack or something. I don't know. I didn't even name it. Damn, I'm flipping over my words right now. So, he, bam, punches him. Now the Steve, I want him to land here. I played it out. I want him to land here. So, place the Steve where you want him to be, like here. This is how fast he's gonna be going. And now, we're gonna rotate his body from the flips and transitions tutorial. This is why I learned you that before the fighting animation even came. Why rotate the legs? Because it has the center rotation position. So we rotate them, and then we just make him like he's falling, like he's actually falling, trying to save his head. Like when you fall, you always turn your head like this because you don't want your head to hit the ground. I mean, that's natural. Maybe rotate his legs a little up, bend this leg like this. This is how he's gonna land on the ground. And now the folder is moved down. Now the Steve hit the ground, and in the middle here the folder moves up. So and we of course add an A's out and delay here. So now looks like he fell realistically, but it's too much of a... Okay, yeah, it's a cringy animation, I know. Maybe animate this faster, I mean, maybe put this foot... Yeah, and of course, maybe even... this is a guess. No, that looks derpy. I'm playing around with this. Oh yeah, whoa. That's actually good to get rotation after the whole thing. Look, I mean, the body parts they're rotating have an A's in transition, so means they're gonna start rotating slower, and means he actually had the time to, you know, like fly backwards before he started rotating. That's good. That's pretty good. So now we want his arms to beg for mercy. Never put the arms in the same level or else it looks too directed. So yeah, now Steve himself is gonna have some motion here as well, which is A's out. So now he's just gonna go like this. I mean, you see what I mean here. The bounces are gonna be taken care of by this thing. How much is here? -10, almost -10. We can put this so it barely looks like he's jumping, just a little more. I mean, don't overreact here. That's what I mean. So we can also make this shorter. I mean, look. Yeah, it looks nice. Now we just animate the body parts that jump. So after he bounces up, this leg was on the ground, so basically it just extends and goes like this. I mean, imagine what would happen if you got hit by this. So yeah, it looks realistic. And the body, of course, bends backwards, head goes up, and that all has an A's out transition. It has to happen really fast. So looks like he actually hit something. We'll get to the arms later, because right now even I don't know what to do with them. And when it hits the ground, of course...
Okay, so for this part of the video, I decided to make a voice overlay because it's kind of long and I just speed it up so you can kind of see what's going on. I just don't want to mess with all that and, well, yeah.
So, you'll see what I did here. But this was too much. This was too much. So maybe it's still too much. I mean, you can operate that however you want, but I mean, this bounce is too much. The bounce is not big and his body turned like he got shot up 7 feet in the air. You can optimize this yourself. I don't have really much time because I'm doing this thing. So from here, his head can just slowly lay down like he just fell or something. Like it doesn't really matter. Just his arms just get hit in the ground. Maybe I'm improvising. So get off my back. I'm gonna make his arms hit the ground like. Okay, what I did here is just make his arms hit the ground and then bounce up, and now I'm just gonna make him bounce down again, and you know the process. I mean, it's not that complicated. And I'm adding the required transitions for that. I'm not gonna explain everything because I'm expecting you guys to know something yourself, because I already made some tutorials on that. So look, what happens here, bam. When he lays down from here on, I mean this part looks great, this part looks awesome. But this is a line A's in motion, and when he lays down I want his arms to just be like, here next to him, maybe turn him in a little bit, too much, just like that, Just place his arms as you want, and because this is an A's in, I'm just gonna have the arms here, whoa, misclick, arms here, A's in. And you see what all I did, how long this video is for just this one punch. And I messed up his head. Look at his head. Look at his head. What is it doing? So yeah, I could fix that as well. So okay, wait, what am I doing? Okay, delete the whole thing with the head. I hate this. Yeah. You see how long that took me? Just this thing, just this little tiny punch. So now you understand why I can't make a longer fighting tutorial. So, this. I hope you guys were following about what happened, I should actually, if this was a real animation, I should adjust Oblivion, so make him stand up, walk to him, look him in the eyes or something like that. I should add more detail, but I'm just trying to teach you guys how to fight. So every action has a reaction. That's Newton's law. This is where physics come into animation. Of course, I don't know anything about physics, but I'm trying to sound smart, and you guys have to listen to me because you know less than I do. Anyway, that was it. That was the fighting tutorial. Comment if you want more, and please, guys, suggest scenarios about what should happen, because this isn't much of a fight. I want you guys to tell me what you want to learn, so I know what to teach you. And that would be very nice. Thank you, guys. Comment this video, like and subscribe if you want more, and of course, comment what you want. Till next time. Stay sharp!